Hello, my fellow Cowboys fans, and welcome to another edition of Cowboys Imperial Report. I am the Emperor, Marcus Aurelius Maximus, and on this episode, we have to talk about the Dallas Cowboys going up into Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan, and taking on the despicable, the putrid, the bottom feeders of the NFC, the Detroit Lions. Their defense is not going to, in any way, present a challenge for our meteoric offense. They're not going to be able to stop the firepower of this Dallas Cowboys offense, led by Tony Romo and commanded by Jason Garrett. And now with Kitna's comments, this defense is going to be prepared to take on the Lions and dismantle them, take their remains, incinerate them, and scatter them across to the four corners of the NFL. That is what's going to happen this Sunday. On the show, we have from the blogs, Class of the NFC. He will be joining us on Cowboys Imperial Report, and we'll get to him right after the other side of the break. Are you tired? Do you need a pick-me-up? Don't look to corporate coffee for the answer. Come to Java Dave's in Claremore, Oklahoma. Java Dave's is a coffee shop owned by a wonderful mother-daughter tandem. It's a great place to come and kick back and not have to worry about the troubles of your day. Java Dave's allows you to enjoy your coffee in any one of these wonderful settings. And if you happen to be a recluse, you can take Java Dave's coffee home with you and make it in your coffee maker. And remember, Java Dave's is endorsed by the Emperor Marcus Aurelius Maximus. That's Java Dave's in Claremore, Oklahoma. Welcome to Cowboys Imperial Report, class of the NFC. How are you doing on this fine evening?
Doing great. Glad to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you. Class is now in session, so let's take these people to school. What will it take for a Cowboys victory over the Lions this Sunday?
Well, the first thing that came to my mind was just show up. I mean, we are talking about the Lions here. I mean, you're talking about a franchise that really hasn't won anything in their long, sorry existence. They've never won a Super Bowl. They've never played in a Super Bowl. They've only played in one conference championship game, and they lost that one. So just play a clean game, no turnovers, no big special teams plays, and just win the battle in the trenches like they've been doing all year. Put pressure on Kitna, which I think they'll do because the Lions have a pathetic offensive line, and protect Romo like they've been doing all year. I'm not sure what the status of Colombo is. I know he's been hurt, but even with him out, I think his replacement will fill in fine, and they'll protect Romo.
What would it take for a Cowboys loss?
Well, short of the team.
Well, no. First, let me preface it.
Short of the team bus breaking down on the way to the stadium, I think it was just a perfect storm of disasters. I think would have to take place in order for the Cowboys to lose this one. I'm not trying to sound cocky, but I just feel really confident about this one. Probably the things that I mentioned, about the Cowboys winning, just the opposite would probably have to happen. We would probably have to commit 3+ turnovers to the Lions. We would probably have to give up 1 or 2 huge special teams plays. Probably have to commit at least 10+ penalties. Probably a couple along, maybe pass interference calls. I just don't think there's any way the Cowboys can lose this one unless that perfect storm of disasters that I mentioned takes place. place.
Well, speaking of storms, What do you think of John Kitna's comments?
Yeah, to put it bluntly, John Kitten is an idiot. I mean, I know it's been getting a lot of press on the website this week and on some of the other sports channels, but what was funny is I think the first thing he said in that interview after that game was that he said I got to be careful here because we have to play them again next year. I think that's how he let him off, and then he goes and says what he says. So I'd hate to see what he would have said if he wasn't being careful, but I just don't see how he could say those things and not expect it to come back and bite him in the butt. I think I just want to wish Brady James, especially, and Terrence Newman, especially, heck of the game against Kitna. And I don't think that if they get an opportunity, to take a shot on this guy, I don't think the threat of a fine is going to deter them one bit.
One of the questions that it seems like every fan has when the injury report comes out is, when is Terry Glenn going to come back? Well, assuming that he does come back this season, what role do you think Glenn should have in the offense?
If and when he does come back, number one, I think he should be used as the third receiver. I definitely don't think he should be inserted into the starting lineup. I think Patrick Creighton has filled in very well this year as the number 2 receiver. I think the starting offense has the chemistry. I would use him as the third receiver. I would put him in there for obvious passing down, second long, third long. And one other play that I think he would be very effective on, but I don't know if it's in Jason Garrett's playbook, is the flea flicker.
All right. Well, what brought you to the blogs on DallasCowboys.com?
I've always been a frequent visitor to the actual website, the homepage, DallasCowboys.com, and I just kind of stumbled across it by accident. I was just kind of clicking on different tabs, and I saw a tab up there that said fans, and I clicked on it, and it said blogs. It's a drop-down box, and I just happened to click on it and started, seeing what it was about. It just looked, like a real interesting place to join and talk about Cowboys football, because living up here in Northern Virginia, unfortunately, I'm in the heart of Redskin country, so there aren't a lot of Cowboy fans around here that are really true blue and passionate about the team. Pretty cool just to find, the blog and find other people that are as passionate, crazy, and fanatic about the Cowboys as I am. It's just been fun to go on there and, hear different opinions and talk through certain things about the team and other stuff. And maybe one of these days, we'll all get together and, be able to go to a game and I can meet, I can meet some of you guys. But it's been great so far, and hopefully I can stay on a lot longer.
Well, you're a class act with us, and it's great to have you. Thank you for being on Cowboys Imperial Report. We'll talk to you later.
All right, I enjoyed it. Thanks a lot.
All right, well, that was nice hearing from Class. He's a real good guy, and I was glad to have him here on the show. If you would like to speak with fellow Cowboys fans like Class, real intelligent, true blue, the epitome of Dallas Cowboys fandom, the Soothsayer, Starbuck, Veer, Bland, Nova, Stan, and the Emperor, then go to the link at the bottom of this screen. And if you're not a Cowboys fan, then you are an infidel, and we don't want to have nothing to do with you. Stay off the blogs. The Cowboys will roll into Detroit, and we will crush the Lions in biblical proportions with the score of 38-7. I'll see you right after the game, my fellow Cowboys fans.